All right, so we're a few minutes in, here we are, and also with Nirupama Devidasi and somebody connecting to audio here to the iPhone from China, maybe.
Perfect.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, welcome. And Nirupama from Ukraine, and where? From all over the world, as usual. Jai.
Rupa Vilas Prabhu, is this the lady you invited? Oh, okay.
Okay, from Philippines. Okay, so welcome. Hare Krishna. And I understand you know English because by your reaction, we know you know English. All right, welcome, Didi. Hare Krishna. All right, Nirupama is where? In the temple room, not in the kitchen. There it is 5 a.m., 10 past 5 in the morning. Govinda land in the center of nowhere. No, it is the center of nowhere, but it's like, anyway, it's in the middle of the countryside, very much in central Ukraine, central, south, middle, west-ish. All right, Nirupama. So, dear devotees in each place, welcome. Let us first greet each other as we are indeed coming together, the temple room of our mobile phones and screens. So, Vanchakalpatarubhischa, Kripa Sindhubhya, Evacha, Patitanam, Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Jai Shila Gurudev, Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj Ki Jai. And Jai Shila Guru Maharaj, Shila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami. Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj Ki Jai. Shila Bhakti Rakha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. It shows you, I do have my Facebook on, so there we can see. Oh, okay. And all right, Michael Madhava from the Philippines also. And Madhava Priya Devidasi, Dandabat, happy to have you with us. And our Seva Rupa from Mexico, Didi, happy to have you with us. And I heard some of your Spanish translation, by the way, the simultaneous translation, and of course, very good. It's your professional, but I mean, still, I was very happy, very clean translation, very nice to hear it. And Purnamasi, Didi, Dandavat to you, coming in from Mauritius, and happy to have each of you with us. We're here with the Back to Basics, and I think last time I said that I would, and Jai Gauranga Prabhu from Australia. So really we're from all over the world. So to each of you, obeisances on Facebook, on Zoom, and those who will see presently. Okay, and here's Seva Rupa coming in on Zoom too. So excellent. So I think last time I said, I talk too much and I want to give you an opportunity to say something. And it's that's my usual mode, talking too much and not giving others the opportunity. However, I would like to share just something very sweet from Gurudev, just to get us started, because as you know, we have a morning program and an evening program, and we try to do things in the day connected with Krishna consciousness. Surprise, surprise. Anyhow, this is the life that we are trying to lead, and happily so. And now only I have to find the little file that I was looking for, and I took a photograph of it because I did understand that I may lose it because of opening and closing things. All right. All right. So somebody's having a chat with us. Govinda. So I'm just quoting from Srila Gurudev. And everybody sit comfortably, because this is one of those unusual statements, and it has to be taken in the right way. So I'll give it in the right way, so we all take it the right way. That is, we always hear about humility, tolerance, giving honor to others. Trinad api sunichena taror eva sahishnuna amanina manadina kirtanya sadaharihi. So, Srila Gurudev is saying, there are no hard and fast rules and regulations, only love and affection. Faith is the basis. That I have said 1,000 times. But with love and affection, it is necessary to chant and follow Mahaprabhu's procedure of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. I think it will be better if instead of Harinam, we will think only of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. This way, Gurudev repeating. We can think only of this mantra of Mahaprabhu's advice. Kirtanya Sada Harihi. Someone who does that can chant properly the holy name of the Lord, which has descended from the transcendental world, which is the transcendental vibration form of the Lord in this material world. So anyway, a little revolutionary, and maybe this talk, but also I also read that Gurudev was saying that also we are saying humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. But Gurudev is saying, but I am thinking that tolerance is first. Tolerance, humility, giving honor to others. Because he then explaining that in every situation, tolerance is necessary. And from that tolerance, then the humility also it will come. So Gurudev is stressing the tolerance very much. And guess what? He's stressing humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Now, just so you don't misunderstand, please don't start chanting japa of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others on your japa beads, even though Gurudev is saying here directly, I think it will be better if instead of Harinam, what a statement, we will think only of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. So here we are. How many times or how much can we stress the importance of this advice of Gurudev? You see that really he's giving quite extreme emphasis to this. And Gurudev saying only love and affection are required. Faith is the basis. That I have said 1,000 times, and even more maybe, because 365 days in a year, and sometimes we are hearing Gurudev saying this very theme and subject twice a day, 3 times a day when he's meeting devotees, maybe even more. So this stress, it's not, yes, we've heard it before, like so many things we've heard before. It's really something which Gurudev is giving us the emphasis for us to give emphasis to. And it's almost like, how many times can I say it? And he said about other things too. I've said before so many times, how many times can I say it? Then we need to do this, we need to do this. And one of those, by the way, is that you should be clean when you chant Gayatri. How many times have I said it? That was one that immediately comes to mind. But anyhow, I thought I'd mention this, and how also Gurudev saying that in his feeling tolerance should be first, and then giving honor to others. I can see whether I've got that easily available, but knowing me, I don't have it immediately available. Hare Krishna. No, I don't have it. I've been to other places in my reading, and this is from a couple of days ago. Hare Krishna. But I could find you the quote and the lecture if I had a little moment or two. Okay, anyway, this is my starting point. And we've got Rupanuga Prabhu with us too. Dandavat Rupanuga Prabhu. Dandavat. Put your hands on the wheel, both hands, and watch the road. Please. It's an instruction. It's not a request. Hare Krishna. We've seen too many, so anyway, we won't say it while somebody's driving. Say it quietly. We've seen too many accidents on the road to take driving as a light matter. All right. So dear devotees, as I've mentioned before, I'm opening the door to you for a contribution from devotees today. And here's Praneshwari putting up her hand. And by the way, I think that's the Boy Scout salute that you did just then in England. I don't know whether it's all over the world. Baden-Powell, Boy Scout. Okay, long time ago, going back to a previous millennium and a long time back in the previous millennium.
That was Maharaj. Kumkum Didi may ask you a question about something that we read on Sunday on Shraddha, Sweet Reads at the Ashram, the book club. But first I have a question from Narayani, Nadia Devidasi. She says, where is the soul emanating from, and is it always feminine?
From Narayani?
Yes. She's
Narayani
asking.
Nadia.
Narayani Nadia. She's saying,
So
where is the
she?
soul? She sent me the question.
She sent you the question, but where is she to hear the answer? Narayani,
oh,
where are you?
Will listen. She will listen to the recording, Maharaj.
Will she? Okay, okay. Is she working now? Maybe. All right. So who is going to answer that question? Because now I've opened the doors to you all. Where does the soul emanate from, and is the soul always female? Chinmoy Dev Prabhu, you have a cat. Is it a female cat or a male cat?
It's a Jīva soul, Maharaj, and feminine.
Okay, so would you like to answer this? Give some contribution in response to the question.
Well, we could say all Jīva souls, yes, they're feminine in nature, and they're coming from the Tatastha Shakti. But there's a very simple answer to that question.
Okay, Narayani, you've got your simple answer.
And an expanded answer from Jivana Didi.
Where's Jivana? Oh, yes, you're there. Jivana, open your microphone.
Oh, gosh, Praneshwari, you are so funny. So only thing that I would say is that it's not feminine like feminine in this world. It's feminine in the sense that Krishna is the supreme controller and all the Jīva souls are servants to him. So they're subservient to him. So there's some way to explain that, but they explain it all the time that I can't think of it right now. But that's what they mean by feminine, that not like in this world, male, female, etc. It's the constitutional position of the soul. But someone knows that the exact words that they use for that.
Someone knows the exact words they use.
Yeah, like Purusha and something.
Prakriti.
Prakriti. Thank you. Something like Purusha and Prakriti. Yes. Does that make sense? What I said?
Yes, indeed. Because we remember that when we think of male and female or anything, we think about things of this world. But as Guru Maharaj points out, everything there is new. We have to leave everything of our conception behind here. So all of this idea of male and female and of everything, not only that, then all of this, we have to just let everything go and we find a whole different world. Yes, Bhagavan Prabhu, Bhagavan Das Prabhu, Dandavat, Dandavat, welcome. Welcome indeed.
I'm sorry I came a little late, but I was outside, came from my house, so I came late.
No problem, Dandavat, Dandavat, welcome. I'm just looking also. Okay, I don't have directly in front of me another quote which I could happily give you in relation to all of this, about how here we are trying to analyze everything, but that analysis is only going to help if it brings us to devotional service. Otherwise, analysis for, yes, okay, it's like that, and now I understand, it fits in now, then I am more the master because I have more knowledge. This won't do. That all of this information, whatever we may hear about, it is only useful if it is giving us impetus in devotional service. So in this context also, we know that the Jīva soul, because we've been told by Srila Guru Maharaj, by Srila Gurudev, by the scripture, by all of these contributing, that all the Jīva souls, they are for the satisfaction of the Lord. That means us. That means our proper position is when we are satisfying the Lord. That is devotional service. So we are using our independence, we're using our willing, feeling, and thinking to satisfy the Lord. So this is the actual cleanest position when all the misunderstandings are removed of this world, and when in the positive world, then the soul's journey, if you like, its evolution, its continuing journey, when that comes into its ripened form, then what do we find? We find that the soul is, the Jīva Atma, is a loving servitor of Sri Krishna reality, the beautiful. So we are all for the Lord. This is the situation. And I can have a quick look. We are always coming across treasures. And if we did make posters of all of the excerpts that we find, which are so inspirational, we really would have no space on the walls of the Vila Govinda ashram here in Italy, inside or outside. I think the outside walls would also be covered with quotations, in fact, which gently reminds us of Koi Kali Mat in Calcutta, just near the airport. There on the outside wall of the Nat Mandir also, there are so many shlokas on the front and on the side. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let me see. Oh, well, I have a quote. Anyway, I have a quote from Guru Maharaj too. About everything being new. Though exactly, I haven't found the point. I've read this once recently, but not on the back-to-back basis. Guru Maharaj, just if I did read this last time, please just tell me. But anyway, I've read it before and I'm happy to read it again because it's very wonderful. This is Srila Guru Maharaj. He's saying, Raso pyasya parang drishtva nivartate. even by slightly coming in contact with the dignified position of our own soul, all worldly charm will vanish. So slightly coming in contact with the dignified position of our own soul, all worldly charm will vanish. And even that will seem to be a negligible thing. So coming in touch with our own soul, oh, this is so amazing. Even that will be negligible compared to the awakening of the higher levels of realization up to the super soul, Paramatma, then to Narayan and Krishna. There is so much ecstatic enjoyment on that side, and it will be realized only when it will be revealed within us. Though to our present conception it is far away, still that experiencer, that taster is within us. It is the Jīvatma. And if we try to concentrate even for a second there, we will find what a dignified position the soul holds. We shall think, who are these thieves? The intellect, the mind, the senses are all thieves and plunderers. They are taking me into the land of misery, as if through some intricate conspiracy. It will seem like that to us. Hare Krishna. Then it's not exactly the quote about all being new that I was looking for, but it was another quote. Okay. The Jīva soul. So Narayani, you've got us thinking about the Jīva soul. So now, you know, if for 1 second you can concentrate and put your energy there, then we will understand the dignified, what an amazing dignified position the soul is. And then that will seem insignificant and we come to understand Krishna in his various aspects. Hare Krishna. But there was a part I was looking for, which I was reading recently, but everything is new. Everything will be new to us in that plane. We have to leave behind everything of this world. And that's why Guru Maharaj is saying, Jnana Prayasham Uddapasya Nirmantareva, to hatefully reject everything that we've gained. Doesn't only mean, and Guru Maharaj is saying, not only that doesn't only mean our knowledge of what we've learned in the book, this sloka, that sloka, and putting it all together and calculating everything. Oh, I understand everything. But all of our experiences, our life, which we've accumulated the feeling of, the conception of through our senses, mind and intelligence. And as Guru Maharaj said here, senses, mind and intelligence. Who are these plunderers coming with some intrigue to take me to another place? Through some intricate conspiracy. Aha. We keep hearing that word. Hare Krishna. Okay, so that's Narayani's question. So we are all servitors. And in that sense, servitor. Then this idea that the servitor in traditional India and in many cultures, then the servitor, then naturally the one who is going to be giving pleasure, who's giving themselves in pleasure, self-surrender. Hare Krishna. And then we hear the dignified position of surrender. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was challenged that, oh, the Gaudiya Math, they are preaching slavery. And Srila Saraswati Thakur's response, the Gaudiya Math is preaching for the dignity of the human race. They are presenting what is the dignity of the human race. Hare Krishna. All right. Any contribution from anybody? We had a hands up. The first hand up went from Praneshwari Devirasi.
And
Anybody
now
would like?
goes to San Jose with Kumkum Didi.
San Jose the Kumkum Didi. Okay. The distribution parties come home to the temple.
So on Sunday, in our reading together, Search for Sri Krishna, a question came up by Varaja that I was not able to answer. And Praneshwari, please forgive me, I also cannot recall what that is. I wrote it down somewhere and that's not available to me right now here. Can you please say what her question was?
Actually, what I wrote was that part where she asked that Srila Guru Maharaj says you should study the Brihad Bhagavatamrita and its more modern form, Sri Krishna Samhita by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That was the source of her question. And I was doing a quick search and I couldn't find those texts, Maharaj. I couldn't find.
Yeah.
You couldn't find.
I couldn't find those books.
Brihad Bhagavatamritam
Mm-hmm.
and Krishna Samhita.
Krishna Samhita, not Brahma Samhita, but Krishna Samhita.
Brihad Bhagavatam Rita is with translated by Gopi Paranadana. It is available, but how publicly available, because it's a book, of course, I do not know. And Krishna Samhita, we'd have to look. Certainly the Gaudiya Math published it from long ago. I read it in the 1980s with very old English and printed with the letterpress. And we don't know who translated it. I don't know, I cannot say offhand if there is a Krishna Samhita edition, which we can say is, the best edition, because remember, translation is translation. So that I can't give much comment about it, but the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, that by Gopi Paranadana Prabhu, that is given like a good certificate by Srila Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sudhir Goswami Maharaj, who knows Gopi Paranadana Prabhu. And actually said, and now he's passed away, Gopi Paranadana, as actually so many of the devotees we know have passed away. But he knew him and gave him a good, I mean, what can I say, good certificate. He gave him a very nice glorification of him about his humility. And he said, out of all of those who did become a pandit, he stayed aloof from doing, going into all sorts of other things, and that his translation is probably the best translation from coming out from the Western scholars, as it were. So we can recommend that, and we can give you a tip on where to find that. To you, Praneshwari, did you want it? Is it Praneshwari, did he? Anyway, we can give some tip where to find that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Maharaj.
In one sense, because we don't know how much time we have to live, in one sense, we get the summary of Brihad Bhagavatamrita in the Search for Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. But I have to say, Brihad Bhagavatamrita is very addictive, as is Chaitanya Charitamrita, as is Chaitanya Bhagavat, as is Srimad Bhagavatam, as are all the books of our Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. But the Brihad Bhagavatam is very addictive. And the mood comes across very nicely. And another thing I can say about it, which to me, I mean, I'm just saying to me that what was very inspirational, was Sanatana Goswami wrote the Brihad Bhagavatam. I mean, he brought it to this world. He brought it into pen and paper in this world. And he gave the commentary on the verses. And really, that seems very astonishing, and even more so, this emphasizing, at least to my simple heart, the fact that he brought it, the original Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Everything is coming through his pen. And he's giving the commentary as though he's another person on those verses which have come from his pen. Why here Gopakumar used this word and what this implies, this, that, and the other. It is really very, very sweet. And so the commentary, as well as the text, really all should be read. And that also applies to everywhere, I suppose. But I mean, it is a very, very inspirational thing for me. And there are wonderful things everywhere there. Hare Krishna. And as we are doing here, talking of commentaries, we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam bit by bit. It's not very fast progress. But this is one of our evening regular books at the moment until we come to the end of it. And again, amazing things in the commentary. And we are all trying to, just so amazing, trying to understand about the creation. And everything is given there about creation. And it just answers all the kind of nonsense from the long-bearded, philosophers and this, that, and the other about the Big Bang Theory and all sorts of things, where things come from. It's just so clean and straightforward, but maybe not so simple because we're all trying to understand the things which are there. But in the commentaries, there's so much there. Very important. Third canto. We're reading third canto, chapter 26. But please first read first canto, chapter 1, and chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second chapter, chapter 1. We're on third. And also, when we're reading it, we're keeping in mind what Guru Maharaj said, that every word of Srimad Bhagavatam is there to bring us to Radha Krishna, spontaneous loving service conception. So, and also yesterday, by the way, after the reading, or during the reading, but after the reading as well, we were commenting on how if you only take a part, if you only take a bit of Srimad Bhagavatam, for instance, and out of the context of Srimad Bhagavatam, then it'll be very much like Bhaktivinoda Thakur's like perfect analogy. All the examples that our masters give are wonderful. About the elephant, the blind men and the elephant. If you only take what we're reading now as, okay, this is the conclusion, it's Veda. Yes, it is. But it's part of the whole explanation and foundation of Veda Vyas, giving us the revelation of Radha and Krishna being the topmost and the goal. And then presently, of course, Mahaprabhu pointing out Srimad Bhagavatam and pointing out the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Otherwise, if we take one part, it'll be like those blind men, or we think that an elephant is like a fan, elephant is like a rope, elephant is like a tree trunk, elephant is like a wall, elephant is like a spear, whatever else I didn't say. But we'll all have partially right, but all are wrong in the blind men analyzing the elephant by touching it. So we need to also touch everything properly. And touching everything properly means through Guru and Vaishnava. And this is the beauty. We've got Guru, we've got Vaishnava, and we've got the scripture. So now we have these things, but trust no future, however bright. As was pointed out, how quickly the digital media has appeared, and it can disappear as quickly too. It is the material world. So everything that we've got this access to, everything that we have, let us use it. And what to speak of the body appearing and disappearing very quickly and inevitably disappearing, as we see with our friends, those we know. Hare Krishna. We're also reflecting on, because we were asked the tune by the Russians, actually, of any Russians with us? Oh yes, Nirupama. She's not Russian, she's Ukrainian. We were asked the tune by the Russians of the Bhajana Giti, this Bhajare Bhajare Ama Manati Manda And in Russia, it is true. I've gone to places there, and really, it's an extraordinary evolution of the tune, almost like the English accent gets changed as it, stays in another place for a little while. Then you've got new words and new accents, and so also this song has changed. And now it's so what is the original tune? And so we played a recording to help us along. And why did I mention that? Oh, because things change, I suppose. Why did I mention that? Yes, anyway, we have access to knowing what's right and wrong right now. And things can change in time. So now we have this like very clean time, and who knows what will happen in the future. Don't hang around to find out. We have everything intact right now. Let us keep our head there. And Chinmoy Defu's smiling. He's thinking of something. Hare Krishna. Anyway, I'm not meant to be talking this week. I told you, you're meant to be talking. So from another quarter, we've had from Narayani, Nadia Devidasi, Jīvana's contribution, Panefri's contribution, Chinmoy Defu made a little contribution, a succinct summary of the question. And Kumkum Devi said a few words.
Maj,
Yes.
Maybe you can mention or speak a little bit about, when we're talking about the male and female, you touched on it, but it's a little more about the idea of the enjoyed and the enjoyer, and how that difference plays with the male and the female conception.
Okay, well, there is only one enjoyer, as Brahma Samhita tells us. And Brahma Samhita, all of our masters, headed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they put a big spotlight on Brahma Samhita. So there is one enjoyer, and everyone else is to be enjoyed by him. Everyone else is a supplier of his enjoyment. So Guru Maharaj also, he says that it is not that every Jīva soul will find that their final Swarup, their final identity, is in the female form of the upper world. That the cowherd boys, the trees, the birds, the fishes, everything there is all 100%, or whatever it is, more than 100%, like fully pure. There's no question of anything impure there. All are for the Lord's satisfaction. All are there to please him. But some, they will have male bodies, some will have tree bodies, some will have different kinds of bodies, some will have older body. They've got the parental side. So normally in this world, when we think of male and female, then we're thinking always of the gross or the subtle gross side of the male-female relationships here. This again is why we have to leave behind all of these things and not cast the material conceptions into the upper world. So I think the answer, at least from me, is with great caution. We'll consider whatever we know about male and female. We shall consider that as kind of at best, a distant shadow, and that there is a super pure world where this is the wonderful part of that world. So here we know that things, not only with human, we see the birds, they somehow, they find each other and they're sitting there and they're very happily with each other. And all kinds of species, the butterflies, we see 2 butterflies. The only time we see them in the whole day, there's like a kind of blue, you've seen them here, some nice, very colorful kind of bluish butterflies. But somehow you see 2 butterflies flying around. How did they find each other? And this attraction is taking place here in this world. And actually, in some place which I won't be able to give you an immediate quote, Guru Maharaj saying everything is going by the process of attraction. So That, and then also using this to say, even the planets, everything is floating in the sky by attraction. It could be Srila Prabhupada in a purport, actually. But this whole idea of attraction, it is sustaining everything. But attraction in its highest form, then that is found there, as we know, the summum bonum, the conclusion of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Love for Krishna in the highest sphere of the gopis and that section with Krishna. But it's out of our pay grade to go very far into that. And that's why we have the Krishna books of Srila Prabhupada, that Srila Prabhupada has given us, carefully given us the Krishna books. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has carefully given us the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And as Guru Maharaj said, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, going to great lengths to present all the teachings so they cannot be misunderstood. And still, there are some who misunderstand. So we have to be very careful in all these dealings. And we'll go with the sloka on the front of the Natmandir. And we are worshippers of that plane, but we've got our feet on the ground. Funnily enough, we do have our feet on the ground. We have our feet on the ground. We are worshipping that plane and keeping it upon our head. This is our safe position. But whoever we meet, then we'll tell them about Krishna. And with tolerance, humility, and giving honor to others. And those of you who weren't here at the very beginning, we started with a quotation from Srila Gurudev, which was very little different from what we normally hear. Should I read it again? The quotation. And by the way, this week, we also read about things which are a little unusual. We know Mahaprabhu is always teaching humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. We all know that. This is the process. And then Mahaprabhu is saying, don't be so humble. This is to Haridas Thakur. So here we are. We must always chant the holy name of the Lord, correct? This we are told everywhere. We are initiated to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, correct? Correct. And then our quote was, only love and affection. So only thing needed is love and affection. Faith is the basis. This is from Srila Govinda Maharaj. Faith is the basis. All we need is love and affection. That I have said 1,000 times. But with love and affection, it is necessary to chant and follow Mahaprabhu's procedure of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Then Gurudev saying, okay, everybody sitting down. Gurudev saying, I think it will be better if instead of Harinam, we think only of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. Then Buddha is saying, we can think only of this mantra of Mahaprabhu's advice. So there we are, some special emphasis from Gurudev. But as I say, please take this in context. Don't stop chanting Harinam and take this literally. Sometimes we get these things to emphasize us and they give us a shock of the importance. So anyway, this is where we began today. And after that, we've made a little journeying to other places. Govinda, Govinda.
Can you please mention the book? Can you please mention the source?
It's not a book. It's a photograph of a transcript on my
Okay.
tablet.
Okay.
And because it's a photograph, I can't even scroll up and find out, oh, where did I get it from? But I will look for it.
If you find it, we can always post it on Facebook in the class.
Okay. And so two things, my pen and paper, I still use it. So two things. One is, so I give you the quote reference. I can find it because I know I can find it, but not immediately. And the other one was Brihad Bhagavatamritam. So I'll give this information to you, Pranashri Didi.
Thank you, Maharaj.
This I have.
It will be posted on Facebook and will be very useful for everyone.
And any question from anybody? Any request from anybody? Contribution from anybody? Silence.
Jai Dev.
Jayadev.
What can I say? I mean, I had some tiny answer to the soul question, but again, simple, like Chinmoy was saying, that the soul is, what was it? What was the question again?
Is every soul, where does the soul come from? And is every soul female?
And I was thinking, the soul is the Tatashta Shakti. And by the name, the very word Shakti, it's feminine. We are Shakti, so we are feminine. But Shakti is not feminine like a physical body. The feminine is the energetic in this sense, right? The energy and the energetic. So Krishna is the energy and the energetic is the feminine. I know it's a little bit philosophy and I don't really realize this in reality, but at least I have some mental understanding of that we actually are Shakti. We're Tatashta Shakti. And we come from Brahman since time immemorial. At least most of us, unless we're eternally liberated souls, we're coming from the pure Brahman, effulgence, in and out for eternity. So in one sense, the soul comes from Krishna himself, but in another sense, also we've been coming from Brahman. So those were the kind of ideas that were rolling around in my head in response to that.
Yes. And Krishna's made everything for his satisfaction, not to steal from him. But it is amazing that one tiny particle of that wonderful Krishna quality turns into a Jīva soul and becomes a Jīva soul that has so much individuality and like consciousness, purity. Look at the amazing things. Again, look at Srimad Bhagavatam, look at Chaitanya Charitamrita, the amazing things of the soul. And Brahma is a soul. I mean, special cases, Krishna steps in when there isn't a qualified Jīva soul to fulfill that position. But he creates everything within the universe. And so many amazing things. And there you are, see Guru Maharaj saying, in the other quote we started out early with, Guru Maharaj saying that just to get a touch of the nature of who we are, and we'll be amazed. And everything of this world will feel like nothing, it'll be insignificant, Guru Maharaj said. And that realization, that awakening, will be insignificant in comparison to getting a touch of Krishna in his various levels of manifestation, his various levels of manifestation. And Guru Maharaj specifically mentioning Paramatma, Narayan, Vishnu, Krishna. Well, didn't mention, Narayan, Vishnu, and Krishna, he's saying. Hare Krishna, so much prospect for all of you good souls who are connected with the highest quarter. This is the other thing. We're not coming together and like being philosophers of our own making. We are sharing what we've come in connection with, which is living. And the living thing is our Guru Parampara. This is Mahaprabhu giving us Rupa Goswami through to Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. This is our world. This is our connection. This is our circle, which we've been allowed by some great fortune to come into contact with. So let us make the most of this and not blow it, as they say in the Western world, not to blow the opportunity.
Maharaj and Chinmoy just gave us the links for Krishna Samhita on a PDF and a wonderful article on Prema Dharma, a nature devotee, the nature of a devotee. Beautiful.
The phrase, the comment you had is coming from a talk on September 18th, 2000, according to
Jai.
Gaudiya Darshan.
Okay, very
Or
good.
Prema Dharma, sorry, Prema Dharma.
Actually, yeah, I have it with diacritics, and I think GaudiyaDarshan.com, it is there, and that's why I say I can find it. So this one, the premadharma.org, has no diacritics. So it's, if we can, generally we should read with the diacritics, because they're there for a reason. They're there for a good reason. We have many examples in English. The difference between long A, short A, S and a SH makes a big difference.
So Maharaj, you're telling us that we are the enjoyed and Krishna is the enjoyer. But my whole life, anyways, I have been told enjoyment is everything for you. That's the purpose of your life, is enjoyment. So how do we try to conquer this? Because that's everything I've been taught, basically. Everything is for your enjoyment. Go and just do it.
How to conquer? By hearing from those who know, means hearing the pure words of Guru Maharaj, Gurudev, Srila Prabhupada, hearing the pure scripture. And the safety net for all of us, because this is what not only humans, this is what the whole of this world is about, putting ourselves at the center. The safety net of a reassurance for our logical side is that, ironically, by not trying to put oneself at the center, not looking for one's own enjoyment, one gets a higher nourishment and fulfillment, you can say enjoyment, than by looking for one's own enjoyment. So by giving ourselves, then the irony is that we actually get. So this is our safety net. And here's Vishaka Devi Rasi, who's come at -1 minute in our program. So maybe she can speak for minus a few minutes just to give us a contribution from San Jose.
Maharaj, what time is it for you there?
It's 1 minute past our hour. What time is it there?
I don't know. I'm very confused. It's 8 o'clock.
I think it's 5 a.m. over there.
Wow. Maharaj, please give us your blessings. We are very much in need of the Vaishnava's blessings to maintain and continue. That's what we realize as time goes by more and more. We realize that we can't take one step without the mercy of the Vaishnavas. So we are always in need of that. We're always begging for that from all of the Vaishnavas.
Well, you know me at least a little bit, and then you can understand that I'll definitely say, because I definitely feel it and know it, I can give you my good wishes, but the blessings come from upstairs, our grandmasters, and our grandmasters, but our grandmasters. So this is also something which we all need to do, to give good wishes to each other. We are a team, even a football team. Everyone's looking out for the best for everybody on the team, so that all are successful. So we are in the team together. So with good wishes to each other, let us continue happily. And you are with devotees. We are with devotees. We have to remember that so often, in fact, most of those who are coming and gathering together, they're living at home. They're living far away from devotees. And so we must always be aware of the, you can say the devotees who are alone, who very much need and hanker for this association that can come together with the family, hear about our understanding and teachings, but hear about that from Gurudev, from Guru Maharaj, and we can try to help that happen. So Vishaka, you give your good wishes or your blessings to all the devotees here who are in their homes, in separate places. You have the luxury, I have the luxury of, be living with the devotees, living in the temples. And in one sense, it is a luxury, devotionally speaking. That naturally, we know what day is Ekadashi, because they don't give us any breakfast or they don't give us any grains. With lots of things, lots of examples like this, we don't have to think so much. Automatically, the devotional practices are taking place. All right. Anyway, Vishaka, you just came in. Would you like to say something? Give a contribution for the assembly. A short contribution, because we are over time and I need to move on because I have my time.
Okay. Tell me the topic, then, please.
Krishna consciousness.
Okay. Well, I mean, one thing actually I wanted to talk about is I was just meditating on this beautiful expressions of Raghunath Das Goswami regarding the mood of service and how our gurus, they have given us this gift of service, but of what I mean to say is appreciating the dignity and the normalcy of a life of service. Now, we are actually all living in an abnormal consciousness, because we want the position of a master. But this is actually a type of madness. It is abnormal, it is mad. And our gurus, they're coming and showing us the dignity, the beauty of a life of service. And there's some beautiful expressions, particularly from Raghunath Das Goswami that I was thinking about yesterday. Tadasa dasa dasanam dasatvam dehi me prabhu. Oh my Lord, please give me the position of the servant of the servant of the servant. And then there's another one, I believe is also Raghunath Das Goswami. Sakyaya temama namostu nityam dasyaya temama rasostu satyam, like that, saying that I'm always giving my dandavat to the more intimate, higher service, the higher connection with the Lord. I am giving my obeisance to that, but I am eternally relishing, service, humble service, the lowest service, This is actually a demonstration of a deeper kind of faith, that with the least connection, with the most remote connection with divinity, we are fully satisfied, to serve the soil, like Uddhava, Asamaho Chalanarenu Dushama Hamsa Vrindavane Kamapi Gulmalato Hinam Yadushchajam Swajanam Arjapatam Shahitva Bejor Mukunda Padavim Shuti Virimikram. Uddhava is praying to serve the soil of Vrindavan. He's praying to take birth as a creeper, as a blade of grass, so he can receive the foot dust of the Braja Vasis, the Braja Gopis. The smallest connection will give the maximum degree of appreciation, devotion, draw out the deepest sentiment, desire to serve. So, this is way in which we can measure our progress. And in one sense, it is impossible because we are approaching the infinite. We cannot measure service, or we cannot measure our progress. But in another way, our gurus tell us some ways in which we can get an idea that we're going in the right direction, at least. Going in the right direction. That is a phrase that Srila Maharaj used. So this is one way, that how much is the desire to be a master? How much is the desire to become a master still within us? And how much is the desire to become a servant? How much is that within us? How much is that growing within us? This is one way. How much attachment do we feel even to the least services? And how much attraction do we have to, as Srila Maharaj says, to have a position in the higher officer class? So this is one way in which, we all, before we go to, just like Christians, they chant their prayers before they go to bed at night. We can look within our own hearts, and ask these questions of ourselves. How, in a very sincere and stark and naked way, we can look within our hearts and ask that question. How much are we really moving in the right direction? How much are we going away? And how can we remedy this situation? Those are my few words, Maharaj.
Jai. Appreciated, few but full. So we're very, very happy to hear. And very much, this is Srila Gurudev. We shall analyze ourselves. We shall analyze ourselves. We must look to ourselves. Are we going in the right direction? What are we doing? So are we being a master or a student? Are we being a servant or looking for servants? All these measuring sticks. Vishaka, appreciate very much. At least for myself, I need to continue because we've been running along over time. And we've also, in the meantime, got the quote with the diacritics. Who is a devotee of Lord Krishna? Yes, with diacritics posted by Chinmay Dev in the chat box. So please do copy and save that. And then, of course, save the article. Because when Zoom closes, the chat all disappears, as we found out repeatedly. Dear devotees, wonderful to have you all with us. And Anupa Krishna Prabhu joined us also on the Facebook, and Rajbu Vanyadev, long name for me to mention, maybe Rajbu, they call you, I do not know. Rajbu Vanyadev joined us regularly. And we're very happy to have those on Facebook, those on Zoom, and those who will see the recorded version presently. And we're happy to have you all with us. We're the family of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada. Let us continue safely under their shelter. With a big Ki Jai to Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Maharaj Ki Jai. To Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rapak Sridhar Maharaj Ki Jai. To Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. And to Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. And our Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. All the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evasha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat. Have a successful few days till we meet again. Please bring some contributions. We're all happy to receive your devotional contributions.
Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Time to go. Dandavat, dandavat.